Good afternoon, good evening even, and welcome into the Manchester Basketball Centre here in Whalley Range, as we've got some WNBL Division 1 action for you today, as the Manchester Mystics host the Loughborough Riders. And as we're heading down to the wire, heading towards the end of the season, the playoff race is in full swing, and both teams fighting for seeding in the playoffs, so it's going to be a good one today. You don't want to miss it. I'm Kaz Bullock, and we're just a couple of minutes away from tip-off, and we'll get things started. So the Mystics sitting at 8 wins and 9 losses in their season back in Division 1. That's good for 7th place in the standings, so they're just inside the playoff seedings. They have Anglia Ruskin ahead of them, who currently have the head-to-head over them at the moment, an 18-point win when Anglia Ruskin were here in Manchester, and the return leg has not yet been played. That was postponed from a few weeks ago, and that's due to be rescheduled. And just behind them in 8th and 9th are Reading and Bristol. So the Mystics have 5 games left to play, 4 of them against teams that are above them, and 1 against Reading, who are below them in the standings. It's going to be an important run of games for the team as they head towards the end of the season. They had a close loss to Barking Abbey last weekend, 55-53, with Barking Abbey going ahead with just over 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter and holding on to take the win. And we did see another impressive performance from the team's leading scorer, Irene Oboado, 16 points for her, 8 rebounds and 4 steals. And Ellie Costa continues to have a really, really impressive season, 13 points, 1 rebound and 2 steals. Both players having been named to represent England at the Four Nations tournaments earlier this week. Irene will be representing under 16 and Ellie at the under 18 level. And the Loughborough Riders coming into this one at 10 wins, 8 losses, which is 5th place. And they just need 2 wins out of their last 4 games to see them secure a playoff spot. They've got games left against Barking Abbey, Ipswich and Reading to come after today's game against Manchester. They're coming off a 70-53 win against Solent a couple of weekends ago. Lauren Dabbs, returning for the Riders this season, dropped 15 points, 8 rebounds and 3 steals. It's her 5th game scoring in double figures so far this season. And Rose Bryan continues to impress after increasing her averages from last season across the board, including a field goal percentage, 13 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for her. And she is 3rd in 3-point percentage in the league this season. So it's a must-see game for those two teams today. Playoff seeding on the line. And we have a look at the starting 5s for both teams. For the Mystics, it will be Ellie Costa, Irene Oboado, Nat Furtado, Rahana Khalil and Remi Idowu. And for the Loughborough Riders, Daisy Porter, Erin Powell, Emma Dunsire, Lauren Dabbs and Rose Bryan. Loughborough playing in purple today, and the Mystics will be in red. And they are playing in red. It looks very orange on your screen, but I can assure you it's red in person. So teams coming out on court, and we're about to get things underway. For the tip, it will be Idowu and Powell. And ball's up, and first possession goes to Loughborough. As Bryan passes round to Powell. Powell looking to go inside, turns, spins, too strong off the glass, but what a move from Powell there to find some space underneath the basket. Khalil controlling things for the Mystics. She's been absolutely incredible, having a great run of games so far to start the year, as Oboado all the way to the basket bounces out. And Powell swings it out to the corner, back inside. Powell with the long 2, can't get it to go. And it's picked up there. Good hustle by Dunsire. Gets it into the hands of Porter. Dabbs' shot is too strong. And Khalil passes it over, but it's Dabbs all the way to the basket. Draws the foul on the floor. And that is going to send Loughborough to the line. And Lauren Dabbs will be shooting 2 for Loughborough. Dabbs averaging 8.6 points per game, 3.7 rebounds. First shot doesn't go. Back for a second season with the Riders, with the Solent Kestrels a couple of seasons ago, as she hits the second and gets Loughborough onto the board. Boado. So it's stolen away by Porter. 5-on-4 for Loughborough here. Porter driving all the way to the basket. Is called for the offensive foul. Good defense there from the Mystics, forcing the charge. And the turnover, so they will get the ball back. Costa into Idowu. Hands it off to Khalil. And offensive foul called the other way on the Mystics. And that is on Idowu, that's her first. It's Porter, looks for some help. Gets it into the hands of Brian. Great pass inside to Powell. Powell turns, shots too strong, and Khalil with another rebound for the Mystics. Costa out to Aboado. See there the defense from Powell. Really pressuring the ball. Costa hands it off to Khalil. Three's up and doesn't drop. Idowu can't keep hold of the rebound. And it's Dunsire. Has the pass knocked loose. Idowu comes up with it and Khalil gets it over to Aboado. Aboado looking for some space inside, gets to the hoop, can't finish underneath, but it's Idowu with the rebound and a travel call. And the Mystics doing it, they've been able to get to the basket, just not able to finish under the rim. So Powell finishes underneath the rim. That was a tough move with the floater. 3-point lead for Loughborough. Aboado kicks it down. Khalil's there. Furtado with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Driving again, it's Porter. Gets a hand on it, forces the jump ball. And Daisy Porter with a steal already, forcing the jump ball, putting the pressure on defensively. As we will have a timeout called. Coach Rob Fairley wants to talk things over with the Mystics. So a quick 3-0 lead for the Riders here in the first quarter. 7:13 to play. It's been Erin Powell with 2 points. And Emma Dunsire, 3 rebounds already for the Riders. Rahana Khalil and Remi Idowu with 2 rebounds each for the Mystics. So teams coming back out on court. Mystics out to a bit of a slow start here, scoring-wise. hopefully coming out of that timeout, that's something they'll look to address. And they've had those chances. They've had Irina Bodo able to get to the basket. And they've got some good looks inside, just not been able to finish, as it will be Mystics ball from the end line. Khalil over to Furtado, space for three. Doesn't get it to fall, but Idowu saves it down. Khalil can't get it to go. Again, the hustle from the Mystics, getting those offensive rebounds. Just not able to get the shot to drop. Shot's out. Doesn't fall. And it's going to stay with the Riders, as we'll have a substitution for the Mystics. Hannah Alti checking in for Remi Idowu. Porter into Dabbs. Too strong off the glass. Costa going to slow things down. Alti back out to Khalil. Abodo using the screen from Furtado. Long two is good, and Irina Abodo gets the Mystics onto the board. Abodo leading the team in scoring at 12.3 points per game. Had 16 last week against Barking-Abbey. As Dunsire swings it out. Bryant into Porter. Porter drives all the way to the basket. As Abodo has Furtado ahead of her. Furtado, and she's blocked by Powell. Picks it up, racing down the court. And keeps the ball alive. Gets it into the hands of Dunsire. Swings it round. Dabbs. Kicks it out. Dunsire's shot is good. Back to a 3-point lead for the Riders. You see the ball movement there from Loughborough, passing the ball around, able to withstand that defensive pressure from the Mystics. And Erin Powell just setting up the offense with that huge block at the other end. Costa to Abodo. Out to Alti. Three's up, doesn't go. Ryan, short jumper. Won't drop, and it's into the hands of Costa. Costa so quick down the court. Scoop layup, gets it to go. And the foul. Ellie Costa is going to head to the line for a chance at a 3-point play and a chance to tie the game. And you see Ellie, the way she scoops the layup round her defender, such a long wingspan. Just a really crafty player when it comes to getting the ball in underneath the basket. And we'll have a substitution for Loughborough as Erin Caldwell checks into the game for the first time and Daisy Porter takes a seat. And Ellie Costa, having just been named to the England under-16 under-18 Four Nations tournament this week, hits the free throw. Tie game 5-all. Ball's out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Riders. Three's up. Not that time. Abodo with a rebound. Abodo all the way to the basket, draws the contact. And that's going to send Irene Abodo to the line for two. A chance for the Mystics to take the lead here. Irene Abodo named to the Rebound All-Star squad for 2024. That'll be taking place in May. Details of the venue are yet to be announced, but that is going to be an absolutely fantastic event. So if you're in the area, wherever it may be, make sure to get down. It's always looked fantastic on all the live streams I've watched the last couple of years. Chris doing a really good job putting that event on. You can see Irina Bodo and Rahana Khalil out there. And for Loughborough, they've got representatives in Daisy Porter and Erin Powell. Back on the court, 1 point lead for the Mystics. Powell inside. Caldwell's shot is good. She's going to go to the foul line. That's a foul on Costa, her first. As Success Odemwingie checks into the game. Rahana Khalil heading to the bench. And Erin Caldwell playing in her first season with the Riders. Spent 3 seasons with Solent. Part of that playoff winning squad last season with the Solent Kestrels. As she hits the free throw and puts the Riders back up by 2. Costa stepping through to the basket. It's 5 points for Costa. Dabs. Shot won't fall. And there's a whistle. That'll go against the Riders. And puts them on 4 team fouls. That foul's on Rose Bryan, her first. A tie game here with 4:11 still to play in the first quarter. Relatively low scoring quarter so far from both teams. Costa round to Odemwingie. Alti. Dabs nearly stole it away. You could see her reading the pass. Furtado out to Odemwingie. Shot doesn't go as the shot clock runs down and is chased down. Caldwell swings it round for the Riders. Bryan going all the way to the basket. Again gets the contact. And that's going to put Bryan at the line. Checking it into the game for the first time, Jasmine Graham for Loughborough. Erin Powell will head to the bench. So Rose Bryan at the line. 3rd in the league in 3-point percentage this season. Hits the free throw. And she's a player that can do a bit of everything. She likes to shoot the 3, can get inside as she goes 2 of 2 from the line. And we'll see Rahana Khalil back in for the Mystics for Nat Furtado. Just under 3.5 minutes to play in the first. Odemwingie out to Costa, lines up the 3, just off the front of the rim. And it's Caldwell that comes up with the rebound. Hands it off to Bryan. Pass inside. Dunsaire's pass out is a bit too strong. And that was a nice move, nice cut inside from Dunsaire. Loughborough get a chance to reset. Caldwell. Graham's shot's too strong. Khalil over to Costa. And got a kick ball, will stay with the Mystics. We'll have Karina Costa in for Manchester, and Daisy Porter, Erin Powell and Alex Shaw into the game for Loughborough. Loughborough with a bit of a shorter bench today, 8 players on the roster, so that gives them 3 players on the bench. And the Mystics with the full 12. Odemwingie to Costa. Alti, nice pass inside to Khalil, who manages to finish. Looks like she was standing on one leg, but ties the game at 10-all. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. There's Karina Costa looking to go for the steal. See the Mystics picking up full court here. Caldwell gets it over the line. Out to Powell, swings it round to Porter. And offensive foul call, Rahana Khalil taking the charge. And if you've seen the Mystics play before, you know that's what Rahana Khalil does. She puts her body on the line for this team. She takes so many tough charges. So Rose O'Brien back in for Loughborough. And Daisy Porter to the bench. That's the second foul on Porter. As Costa steps back for three, doesn't get it to fall. Powell backs it out. Graham working against Costa. Nice handoff there to Bryan, who puts it in. You see there that defense, that help defense coming across, leaves a player open. It's Khalil. Pass. Costa. Her pass is stolen away. Carroll into Caldwell. Turns, gets that to fall. And the Riders go up by 4. Just over a minute to play here in the first quarter. Khalil into Alti. Alti, she's blocked. Graham gets the whistle. That will go against Alti. That will be her first. As Irene Abodo checks in for the Mystics. Success Onwingi heads to the bench. And that puts Jasmine Graham at the line with both teams on 5 team fouls. Jasmine Graham shooting 75% from the line so far this season, hits the first. She's been averaging at 7.4 points per game and 4.2 rebounds, along with an assist. And the second is good. 6-point lead for the Riders. Abodo. Over to Costa. Costa steps back for 3. It'll be out of bounds. Just a little step too many. So Loughborough ball. Powell. Also playing for the Women's British Basketball League Riders this season. Hits the shot. It's an 8-point lead for Loughborough. Alti hands it off to Khalil. Khalil with the long 2, doesn't go. Rebounds chased down. 6 seconds. 4. Khalil with 2 seconds. Khalil too short. And at the end of the first quarter, it is Loughborough 18, Manchester 10. Loughborough having been led by Erin Caldwell with 5 points and 2 rebounds. And the Mystics led by Ellie Costa, 5 points and a rebound for her. And Irene Abodo, 3 points, 3 rebounds in the game so far. So a bit of a slow start for Manchester here in this quarter. Just 10 points so far. They've been able to find that space, get to the basket, get some good looks, but shots just haven't been dropping. And they're a team that we know like to steal the ball, to get out on the fast break. They're 4th in the league in steals per game with 14.8. But the Riders slightly ahead of them in fast break points, 12.6 fast break points per game to the Mystics 11.8. And so far it looks like Loughborough have done a really good job of being able to close down that break that the Mystics like to do, and to stop them getting out into transition. And Loughborough, they've been working hard inside, 10 points in the paint and 3 second chance points, grabbing 5 offensive rebounds. And we've said it all season long, but those offensive rebounds, so crucial for those second chance points. Just gives you that extra opportunity. And it's paying off for the Riders in today's game. So coming back out on court for the second quarter. Some work for Manchester to do here as we head towards half-time. And Loughborough looking to take a win back home as they look to try and secure a playoff spot. For Loughborough, 2 wins will do it. They've got 4 games left, including this one. For Manchester, looking to move up the seedings, currently in 7th place, want to secure a playoff spot after being back in Division 1. So back on court, it's Riders' ball. And Costa steals it away. Has to wait for the team to catch up. So that's a good start there, good defensive stance from the Mystics. As Karina Costa looks for space, left-handed layup doesn't drop. Powell over to Graham. Shaw working against Alty, spins, passes out. Caldwell all the way to the basket, just grazes the front of the rim. Costa's pass is knocked out. As Loughborough doing a really good job reading those passing lanes, just able to anticipate where the ball's going. Powell to the basket, gets it to drop. And the Riders go up by 10. Powell's got 6 in the game, leading all scorers. Khalil from the free throw line hits it. Ball will stay with the Riders. Substitution from Manchester as Remy Idowu and Nat Furtado sub into the game. Manchester picking up full court. Powell, she's got speed. Underneath the basket to Shaw. Shaw works her way around, can't get it to fall. Graham's there to clean it up and put it back in. Khalil into Idowu. Idowu turns, fires, doesn't fall. Powell from the elbow, not that time. Khalil over to Furtado, passes to Aboado. Aboado trying to get it back out. And Idowu hands it off to Khalil. Khalil all the way to the basket, gets that to fall. Rahana Khalil is just making the most difficult baskets today. And Brian's short jumper. Costa with the rebound and the Mystics back on the attack. Khalil out to Aboado. Aboado with space. 3 is good. Pulls the Mystics back to within 5. That's a big bucket from Aboado. A great pass there from Khalil. Swings it out. Able to see Aboado has that open look. And a great run there from the Mystics. And Rahana Khalil, just such a veteran, just an absolute legend of Manchester basketball, of British basketball. Such an exciting player to watch. If you've not seen her before playing for the Mystics, then you know you're in for a treat every time she steps out on the court. She's been absolutely on fire the last few games. Over the last 4 games, she's hit 14 threes, had 57 points, 34 rebounds, and 17 assists. She's just been incredible to watch, and she's such a great leader on this team. And alongside Hannah Alty, Nat Furtado, the veteran players on this team, it's really important for the younger players on the squad to be able to learn from the likes of them. They can share the experience, and you can see just what a calming presence Khalil is out on court. You can see her setting up plays, saying to the team, you know, we just need to slow things down, calm things down. Don't let your heads drop when you go behind. Of course, as part of that Stockport Lapwings National Cup winning squad when they played in Division 2 against the Division 1 Solent Kestrels. So back out on court, it's a 5-point lead for the Riders. As Graham gets it over to Powell. Powell out to the corner, and that is good. Erin Caldwell with a big 3 to answer. A little great pass to Costa, she's knocked out. Dunsire able to force it out of bounds, force the Mystics to reset. Khalil looks to inbound. Idowu, Khalil gets the ball back. Out to Abodo. Abodo lines up the 3, doesn't get it to fall. Good offensive board for the Mystics, so they'll get another chance. Abodo finds some space to the basket, drops it in. Takes Abodo to 8 points. 6-point lead for the Riders. Powell, long 2. And substitution for the Riders, Daisy Porter back in. Erin Caldwell takes a seat. Mystics with a chance to make this a single possession game. Khalil out to Costa. Costa's 3, just off the side. Powell swings it round to Porter, who puts up a 3, doesn't get that to fall. Costa doing a great job there, grabbing the rebound in amongst a sea of Riders players. Khalil to Idowu. Idowu with 4 seconds, shot clock running down. Powell to Graham. Oh, what a cut underneath the baseline from Dabbs. Can't finish. As Furtado goes all the way to the basket, that's too strong. Tapped into the hands of Costa. Khalil calling for it. 3 is good. Nothing but net for Ahana Khalil. Shooting 40% from the three-point line so far this season. Second in the league. Brings the Mystics back to within 3. Success, Odin Wingy in for Remy Idowu. Khalil, hand off to Alty. Odin Wingy going through the left side. Basket's no good, but that's going to send Odin Wingy to the line. As we see Rose Bryan back in for Loughborough, and Erin Powell to the bench. Powell with 6 points, 4 rebounds and a couple of assists for the Riders. As Odin Wingy with a chance to cut into the lead here. Player that's also playing for the under-18 squad. As the first shot rolls out. Averaging 7.3 points per game, 3.2 rebounds this season. He's an incredibly quick player. As she gets a second to go, and it is a one-possession game. Dunsire. Bryan spins against Furtado, kicks it out to Graham. Graham pulls up for three, hits it. That's a long two, apologies. There's so many lines on this court. Khalil, round to Aboado, finds space on the baseline, hangs in the air, it bounces out. So lucky for that not to drop. As ball's knocked away, and it will stay with the Riders. As Alex Escriva into the game for the first time for Manchester. Nat Furtado takes a seat. Dabbs on the inbound into the hands of Porter. Dunsire out to the corner. Dabbs with space for three. Rims out. Odom Wingy picks up the loose ball. And Hannah Alty is just going to slow things down as she gets it round. There's a Escriva to Khalil. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Khalil underneath the basket. Gets it to drop. Rahana Khalil's got 11. 2-point game. Ball's knocked out. As substitution for the Riders. Erin Caldwell into the game. Lauren Dabbs to the bench. And it's Riders' ball. Porter looking to get it in. Graham steps back for three. Doesn't get it to fall. Mystics with a chance to tie or take the lead here. It's under 3 minutes to play. Khalil trying to make some space. Over to Odom Wingy. Odom Wingy. Short jumper, bounces out. Can't get that to drop. Porter looking to get inside. Runs into a wall of Mystics players. Has to kick it out. And Bryan will have a foul on the floor. As Powell will check back in for Loughborough. Jasmine Graham to the bench. 6 points, 2 rebounds and an assist for Graham. As Coach Rob Fairley just discussing something with the referees. But a 2-point game here in Manchester, 2:24 to play in the first half. Mystics have done a good job coming back into this one after being down in the first quarter, outscoring the Riders 15-9 this quarter. It's Porter over to Powell. Out to the corner. Bryan. It's intercepted by Alty. Picked off there by Porter. Porter going all the way to the basket, steps round Alty and lays it in. Leads back to 4 for the Riders. Escriva, back to Khalil. Khalil for 3, knocks it down! Rahana Khalil. 14 first half points, 6 rebounds. Mystics back within 1. Caldwell looks to answer, doesn't get it to go. Odom Wingy into the hands of Khalil. Escriva back to Khalil. Abodo finding some space all the way. Powell going against Abodo. Porter stepping through to the basket, drops it in. Daisy Porter, the footwork, the Euro step inside. She has been so good at that this game. That basket quietened the Mystics crowd a little bit as Odom Wingy gets called for the travel. And Ellie Costa back into the game for Manchester. Jasmine Graham in for the Riders. Mystics going to pick up full court. Khalil is on Powell. Powell all the way, and the floater's good. And Erin Powell, such a tough player to stop inside, such an exciting young player. Great to see her to continue to develop this Rider squad. Khalil over to Costa. Costa's three off the rim. It's Graham. 1 second difference between the shot and game clock. Riders can essentially hold for the last possession here. Powell looking for some help. And will be called for a foul. That'll be on Alti. So that's the second foul on Hannah Alti, as we've got a timeout called. And oh, that was a double. So that was a double foul. That was also on Graham. So Hannah Alti and Jasmine Graham both called for the foul. That's Graham's first, and Alti's at second. Puts both teams on 2 team fouls, and we've got 8.5 seconds to go in the first half. So the Riders here want to look for a relatively quick shot. And the Mystics need to play some tough defense. They've had a good run in this second quarter. 18 points for them. They had 10 in the first. And they've been led by an incredible performance so far. 14 first half points from Rahana Khalil, along with 6 rebounds. And Irene Abodo with 8 points, 3 rebounds and an assist. And for the Riders, it's been Erin Powell, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a block. And Daisy Porter adding in a couple of steals alongside her 4 points. So when these two teams last met back in November, it was a 3-point Riders win. We were expecting a close game today, and that's exactly what we're getting. Both teams fighting for that playoff seeding. So back out on court, we have 8.5 on the game clock, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Riders ball to inbound. And that's going to be a 5-second violation, so that gives the Mystics the ball back with a chance to hit something heading into half time here. So 8.5 seconds. Odom Wingy. So Furtado turns, fires, too strong off the glass. Chased down, and it's Graham that gets the rebound, but that won't give Loughborough time to put anything up. So at the end of the first half, it is the Loughborough Riders 33, the Manchester Mystics 28. A huge first half from Rahana Khalil, absolutely willing this team on the way. And for the Riders, Erin Powell has been huge. Daisy Porter as well, just doing that work off the ball. That she's got 2 steals, but she's definitely had her hand in forcing a lot of turnovers, forcing the ball out of bounds and getting the Mystics to reset. A lot of those things that you don't see on the stat sheet, Daisy Porter has been doing. And Erin Caldwell, 8 points off the bench for her, along with 5 rebounds. So we're going to take a break for half time. We'll be back with you in around 10 minutes time. And make sure you join us for the second half, because you do not want to miss this one. Welcome back to the Manchester Basketball Centre here in Whalley Range as we get ready for the second half between the Manchester Mystics and the Loughborough Riders. The Loughborough Riders with a 5-point lead over the Mystics as we head into the third quarter. And thank you to everyone who's joining us on the live stream on the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel today. Darren Paul, bring back the Kaz and Daz at Mikey and Greg podcast. I concur, bring it back. It's what the people want. And support for Emma Dunsire, playing for Loughborough. 2 points, 4 rebounds for her. And a steal in the game so far. Emma previously representing Scotland at the Under-16 Championships. In her third season with the Riders. So the team's getting ready to come back out on court. And it's been a back and forth game so far. Mystics went down 10 early on. Been able to fight their way back, came to within 1. And Loughborough just pulling away a little bit towards the end of that first half, taking its 5-point lead into the third quarter. And it is Rehana Khalil leading the way for Manchester, 14 points, hitting 2 threes, 6 rebounds and an assist. As we start things off, and it is Mystics ball. Abodo out to Costa. Khalil driving to the basket, hands to hand it out to Furtado. Furtado going inside, scoop shot, banks it in. That's a typical Nat Furtado shot. That bank hook shot. 3-point lead for the Riders. That's a good start to the quarter for the Mystics. Intercepted by Abodo. Abodo going all the way. Puts it in the basket. 1-point game. Quick start here for Manchester. And the speed of Irene Abodo as Furtado steals it away. Manchester with a chance to go ahead here. Abodo over to Khalil. Into Furtado. Furtado going all the way to the basket. Puts it in. And the Mystics go up by 1. And Nat Furtado taking on Rehana Khalil for who can make the toughest shot in today's game. Porter. Long pass over, 3's up for Brian, doesn't go. Idowu with the rebound, and Remi Idowu just positioning herself really well, boxing out, securing the rebound as Abodo drives to the basket, has it knocked out of bounds, but it will stay with Manchester. And a quick 6-0 start here for the Mystics. Nearly outdoing the points total in the first quarter already, as that is a 5-second violation. So the Riders will get the ball back. Good defense there from Loughborough on the inbound. Porter to Dunsire. Powell with the crossover, all the way to the basket. Has it stolen away. Good hustle there from Dabbs, and ball's out of bounds. I think Costa was trying to save it in and have it come off Dabbs, but great chase down there from Dabbs. It's Loughborough with a chance to take back the lead. Porter, Dabbs, she's there, left-handed layup, and Riders back on top. Abodo looking for some help. Khalil's there. Khalil out to Furtado. Furtado's 3 is good. Mystics back up. Apologies, that was a long 2 again. I'm getting caught out in that corner today. And there'll be a foul called. That'll be on Ellie Costa. I think both players look like they tripped. Well, that's what they thought, but the foul is called on the floor. It's on Costa. It's her second. Dabs to Powell. Dabs gets it back. Shots up, too strong. Porter's there for the rebound. Good hands there from Abodo to knock the ball out. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Riders with the inbound. Dabs with 4 seconds. 3. Needs to put something up here. And foul is called. That will be on Idowu with the shot clock running down. And that's going to give the Riders a fresh 14. Catch and shoot from Powell. Hits the 3. No hesitation. Khalil all the way. Shot doesn't fall, but that is going to send Rahana Khalil to the line. With a chance for 2. And Khalil leading the way for the Mystics. 14 points for her. Along with Irene Abodo, named to the Rebound All-Star team for this year. She won silver with the GB Maxi basketball team this summer. A player that's come up through the Mystics squad. Leads the team in assists per game and rebounds per game. Played out in Spain previously as well. Just a real fantastic player, and it's great to have her back with the Mystics as she ties the game at 38 and takes her points total to 16. Porter looking inside, doesn't get it to fall. Khalil with the rebound. Furtado trying to keep hold of it. It's going to come off the fingertips, and it will be Loughborough ball. Porter working against Costa. And foul is called. That will be the 3rd team foul on the Mystics. And that foul was on Ellie Costa, that's her 3rd. Dunsire. Out to Bryan. 3 doesn't go. Idowu with the rebound. And Abodo leading the way. Swings it over to Furtado. She's blocked by Powell. Erin Powell with a rejection. The timing of Powell. It's just been so good to see. She's had a few of those in the game as Abodo catches underneath the basket and puts it in, and the Mystics go up by 2. Irene Abodo with 12 points. Hands it to Powell. Powell with the long 2. Nothing but net. She's got 13. Five and a half minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Furtado to the basket, gets called for the travel. Good defense there from Loughborough. There's just a wall of purple met Furtado as she drove to the basket. Dabs inside. Powell turns and fires, too strong. And Abodo, again the pace of Irene Abodo all the way to the basket. Has to kick it back out though. Back to Abodo, stepping through. Shot doesn't go, but that is going to send Abodo to the line. Again, a chance for the Mystics to go ahead here. We'll have a substitution. Erin Caldwell in for the Riders and Karina Costa in for the Mystics. Now Boado at the line. She was playing out with the GB under-16 squad last summer. First free throw doesn't go. Where she was 8th in the whole competition in steals per game with 3.4. She's so quick, gets her hands into those passing lanes. Second free throw doesn't go. It's into the hands of Loughborough. Porter, drive in, travel call. Ball is back with Manchester. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Tie game at 40 all. Boado to Khalil. Going against Porter. Ball out, offensive foul call on Khalil. So it'll be Riders' ball. And I think that will be foul number 2 on Khalil. Yeah, that's second foul on Khalil as we've got a timeout called. So a real battle here today. 40 all with 4:38 to play in the third quarter. Loughborough looking to secure playoff seeding. They need 2 wins out of their last 4 games and they'll be in. And the Mystics currently in 7th place with Reading and Bristol creeping up behind them. They're looking to secure a spot as they're back in Division 1 this season after being promoted from Division 2. Had 3 losses recently, but that was just a 2-point loss to Barking Abbey last weekend, and then the other 2 losses coming to the top 2 teams in the league in Ipswich and Brent, losing those by a combined 15 points. And a much improved Mystic squad from so much earlier in the season. You've been able to see the players develop and taking 2 of the top teams, playing them so closely. They're definitely going to be pleased with that improvement, but they know there's still a lot that can be done, and they're going to want to come out on top in this one against Loughborough, a team that beat them by 3 points earlier in the season. So back underway, it's Riders' ball. Dunsire tries to hand it off, stolen away. It's a Boado that comes up with it. She's got Costa ahead of her, just too strong on the pass. Ball will go back with the Riders, but we've seen coming out into the second half, the Mystics getting out into transition. As I mentioned in the first half, that's the way they like to play. Steal the ball, run the break. And they've been able to do that here in the third quarter, something they weren't able to do as much in the first. Porter finds a space to the basket, gets the whistle. And Daisy Porter will go to the line for 2. Porter playing in her first season with the Loughborough Riders. She spent 3 seasons in the Women's British Basketball League with Oaklands previously. She played WNBL for Oaklands. She's represented Wales at the under-16 level. We've seen her out at the 4 Nations tournament for Wales the last couple of years. And she goes 2 of 2 from the line. So it's to 6 points and the lead up to 2 for the Riders. Boado round to Costa, into Furtado, back out, Costa, and a travel call. Ball goes back the way of the Riders. Powell over to Bryan. quarter. Nice handoff there underneath the basket, and Caldwell finishes. And stolen away by Bryan. Quick hands there from the Riders. It's Dunsire over to Caldwell. And ball's out. It's going to go with Manchester as coach Rob Fairley wants a timeout, wants to talk it over with the Mystic squad. As Loughborough go up 4 here in the third quarter. Manchester with a really strong start coming out of half-time. Getting out into transition, 6 quick points in the first minute or so. And Loughborough able to counter that in the last few minutes. Forcing the turnovers from Manchester. 17 turnovers for the Mystics to the Riders 13. And Loughborough really capitalising on those turnovers. 19 points from turnovers to the Mystics 5. So leading the way for Manchester, Rahana Khalil, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists and 2 steals. And Irene Abodo, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. For the Loughborough Riders, it's been Erin Powell, 13 points for her, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists and a steal. And Erin Caldwell with 10 points off the bench. So back underway. 3 minutes 10 to play here in the third quarter. Mystics down 4. Khalil, short jumper, gets it to fall. Team for Khalil, leads down to 2 for the Riders. Graham. Dunsire. Back out to Graham. Graham launches a 3. Doesn't get it to fall, and Caldwell is there again for the offensive board. As it can't quite be saved in by Manchester. And good hustle there. Erin Caldwell with another rebound. She's got 6 in the game, but she's been able to get those offensive boards for the Riders, get those second chance points, which are just so crucial in a close game. Fouls called on Manchester. And they're on 5 team fouls, so that is going to send Powell to the line. As Alex Shaw subs into the game for the Riders. We'll see Erin Powell at the line for 2. Powell also playing for the Riders in the Women's British Basketball League and the WEABL this season. Leads the WABL in points per game and efficiency. And has been named Player of the Week 5 times so far this season. Also playing out for the Hoops Fix Under-19 women's squad last summer. A really exciting young player to watch. She goes 1 of 2 from the line. Costa to Odemwingie. Khalil, she's got space. 3's up, too short. Costa saves it in, but it's into the hands of Loughborough. And an offensive foul call. Just going to see who that is on. And that's on Powell. That's her first foul of the game. Khalil drive into the basket, count it, and the foul. Rahana Khalil with a chance for a 3-point play and a chance to tie the game here. She has been absolutely on fire so far today. 20 points in the game, along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. She is willing her team to get this win. And free throw doesn't drop. Powell over to Graham. Powell looking to go inside, backs it out. Graham to Porter. Porter, she's finding that space to the basket again, able to get inside, and a foul is called. And everyone looks to be okay. Just a bit of a, I think both players took a bit of a knock on the floor, but that's going to send Porter to the line. And that is the that is the third foul on Hannah Alty for the Mystics. And Porter 6 points and a couple of rebounds and assists in the game so far. Been a really tough matchup defensively. As she hits the second free throw, 2-point Riders lead. And it's Khalil, hands it off to Odemwingie. Khalil in the corner, looking to go inside, back out to Costa. Alty lines up the three, too strong, and Odemwingie and Graham fighting for the jump ball, but it will go the way of Loughborough. Great hustle from both players. And it's Riders ball. We've got 1:20 to play in the third quarter. Porter looking to go to the basket. And foul is called. I think that may be on Alty. And if so, that would be Alty's fourth. No, so that is on Success Odemwingie. And that's her third. So I think Alty may have taken a bit of a knock. As Remy Idowu checks into the game, Alty's going to have to head to the bench. And it will be Porter back at the free throw line. First is good. She's been averaging at 9.4 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.4 assists, which is good for 10th in the league. Goes 2 of 2 from the line, and the lead is back up to 4 for the Riders. It's over a minute to play in the third. Khalil hands it off to Odemwingie. Offensive foul called on the Mystics. And it will be Riders ball. And that was on Idowu. That'll be Idowu's third. So Idowu, Alty, Odemwingie and Ellie Costa all on 3 fouls for the Mystics. No one up to 3 on the Riders as Powell drives to the basket. Too strong off the glass, and it's Caldwell again with the rebound. Can't finish. Costa racing down the court. He's going to have to slow it down. Khalil will set up for the team. Costa into Idowu. Idowu working inside. It's picked off and stolen away by Shaw. The Riders can hold for the last possession here. Dabs all alone underneath the basket, puts it in. And with 5 seconds to go, Mystics need to put something up quickly here. Round to Costa. Costa at the buzzer, too strong. And at the end of the third quarter, it is Loughborough 50, Manchester 44. A strong run from the Riders there to close out the third quarter. When we saw the Mystics go up in the middle of it, 16 points for the Mystics in that quarter to 17 for the Riders. It's that slow start that Manchester got off to. It's been causing them some trouble with just 10 points in the first quarter. Invested that the second and third. So one more quarter to play. And Rahana Khalil leading all scorers with 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Irene Abodo, 12 points for her, 3 rebounds and 2 steals for the Mystics. And for the Riders, Erin Powell, 14 points for her, 5 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. And Erin Caldwell off the bench has been fantastic, 10 points, 7 rebounds and an assist, but 3 of those rebounds offensive. And she's done such a good job at getting those second chance points for the Riders, giving them those extra opportunities. And second chance points, 9 for the Riders, 7 for the Mystics. And in a close game like this, they are so, so crucial. So teams coming back out on court, 1 more quarter to go. Head coach Tor Freeman is giving some last-minute instructions to his team. The Riders. Tor Freeman in his first season with the D1 Riders, also be the assistant coach this season with the Women's British Basketball League Riders. Previously with the Oakland Wolves as the head coach. As Khalil drives to the basket, gets the whistle, and she will go to the free throw line. And no hesitation right out the gate for Rahana Khalil. She goes to the line for 2. First is good. Second also good. Mystics back to within 4. Powell, around to Caldwell. Look against the Boado. Nice handoff there into Dabbs. Shot doesn't go. Idowu with the rebound. And Abodo into the hands of Khalil. Round to Costa. Khalil, she's got Dabbs on her. Shot clock running down, 2 seconds. Floater doesn't go. Tapped into the hands of Powell. Thought about the shot. Gets it over to Caldwell. Dabbs puts up the 3 off the front of the rim. And Costa swings it out to Abodo, lines up the shot, rims out. Riders with a chance to increase the lead here. Shot is good. Riders back up by 6. Khalil. Furtado inside, working against Caldwell. Furtado gets it to go. That Furtado, again, just making the difficult shots in this game so far. Puts her at the free throw line. And that is foul number 3 on Erin Caldwell for the Riders. Nat Furtado again with a chance to cut this to a single possession game. And Furtado, again, one of the players that came up through the Mystics system. Head coach of the North under-15 girls at the Aspire Super Region camps. Hits the free throw, cuts the lead to 3 points. That takes her up to 9 for the game. Caldwell to Shaw. Graham looking to go inside, swings it out. Caldwell, shot is good, and Erin Caldwell is just finding the space. Mystics defense collapsing inside. Dublin, the player getting inside, and Caldwell is just able to find that space. As Idowu turns, hands in the air, foul is called. on the shot. That's going to send Idowu to the line. And that is the third team foul for the Riders this quarter. It's just the first foul on Shaw. As Idowu's first is good. Great to see Remy Idowu back up in Manchester. After spending some time in Essex. As second doesn't drop, but it's tapped into the hands of Loughborough and it's stolen away. Got a 4-point game. Powell, long pass over. Graham hands it off to Caldwell. Three's up and bounces out. Loughborough manages to secure it. Over to Escriva, who's into the game for Manchester. And Khalil, three, doesn't drop, but chased down, and Powell comes up with it. .7:10 to go here in the third. Caldwell, shot's too short. Khalil, over to Loughborough, it's knocked out. Again, back with the Riders. Riders really doing a good job defensively, forcing those turnovers. And they've been able to capitalise on those. As into the game for Loughborough will be Daisy Porter and Nat Furtado back in for the Mystics. Caldwell puts up the shot, doesn't get it to go. Graham leaps into the air for the rebound and puts it back in. Every time the Mystics just chip into this lead, the Riders pull away a little bit more. And it's been those offensive rebounds as Loughborough works against Graham. And it's stolen away. Powell for the Riders. Caldwell with space at the top of the arc. Mystics getting a bit lucky on that one. You can't leave Caldwell that open. She's going to hit those. Costa to Escriva. Escriva has it stolen away. It's Daisy Porter again with the steal. And foul called on the sideline. As Emma Dunsire back in for Loughborough. And it's Mystics ball, a 6-point lead for Loughborough. Just under 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Escriva to Loughborough. Costa thought about the shot, finds some space, going inside. High layup doesn't go, but Escriva saves it. Out to Furtado. Costa in the corner. Shot is no good. And Graham gets it into the hands of Porter. Dunsire underneath the hoop, going against Costa, has to pass it out, and it's Porter that draws the foul. As Furtado hit the deck. She was trying to check, the charge wasn't quite set. It's the first on Furtado. As Rose Bryan checks in for the Riders. And Daisy Porter back at the line. First shot eventually rolls in. That's a 7-point Riders lead. Make it 8. That's 11 points for Porter. Work here for the Mystics as we approach the last 5 minutes of the fourth. Furtado. And travel call. Again, the defensive pressure from the Riders forcing the turnover. Porter. Over to Brian. Brian has it knocked away by Idowu. And we've got a whistle on the floor. That's on Brian. That will be her third for the Riders. And fourth team foul for the Riders, so one more will put the Mystics at the line. An 8-point lead here. Furtado looks to go inside, hangs in the air. Shot doesn't fall. Abodo's there for the rebound and the putback. Irene Abodo working hard on the boards underneath the basket. Got a chance for a 3-point play. And that is foul number 3 on Porter. Abodo, shot is good. 5-point game. Irene Abodo with 15 points. As Porter, handoff inside to Graham, can't get the reverse to fall, gets her own rebound. And a foul is called on Idowu. And Jasmine Graham will be at the line for 2. And that's Idowu's 4th foul. I wonder if we might see Rahana Khalil come back into the game for the Mystics. She's had the hot hand all game long. And Graham, first shot bounces out. Second rolls out and chased down by Powell. Another offensive board for the Riders as Powell with a crossover. Shot doesn't go. And it's tapped, but there's a whistle and a holding foul is called. That's on the Riders. I think that may have been on Graham. It was, that was her second, but that is going to put the Mystics at the line. And this is something that Manchester can try and take advantage of here. Loughborough on 5 team fouls as the Scriver hits the first. Every foul from now on is going to put Manchester at the line so they can try and take advantage, drive to the basket, get those foul calls. As Scriver can't get the second to fall. Powell with another rebound. She's got a double-double. Porter. Kick ball. Manchester will get it back. Lauren Dabbs checking into the game for the Riders. 4-point game, 4 minutes 8 to play in the 4th quarter. Both teams fighting for the win. Costa to Abodo. Abodo spins underneath the hoop. Gets the whistle. Irene Abodo going to the line. And that foul was foul number 4 on Daisy Porter. And Abodo a chance to cut into this 4-point lead here. She's been huge in this game. 15 points, 6 rebounds. Shot bounces out. Second's good. 3-point game. 16 points for Irene Abodo, and we see Rahana Khalil back in for Manchester. Back in Loughborough in November that the Riders won by 3 when the Mystics travelled there, as we've got a holding foul called on the floor. Third team foul on the Mystics. That's on Abodo. That's her third. As Powell gets it into Caldwell. Dunsire hands it off to Dabbs. Dabbs with speed. Pass is out, and it will go with the Mystics. Good defense there. Nat Furtado stepping into the way. Yes, the turnover. The Mystics, it's a single possession game. Khalil directing traffic. Khalil all the way to the basket. Shot doesn't go. Idowu with the board. Abodo backs it down. Idowu hands it off to Khalil. Khalil looking to go inside. Abodo with a short runner. Too strong. Khalil comes up with it. And the Mystics get another chance on offense. Furtado. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pass inside, it's Abodo. Runner is good. Irene Abodo banks it in and cuts the lead to 1. Good hustle there from the Mystics. Keeping after every possession. Powell. Pressured by Furtado. Caldwell nearly stolen away by Costa. Costa all over Caldwell as she turns, spins and banks it in. What a shot from Erin Caldwell. Under pressure. Leads back to 3. Abodo finds a way to the basket and it's waved off. Foul is on the floor. Foul was before the shot, so a foul called. And that is on Caldwell, her 4th. So ref has called the foul was before the shot, but as the Riders are on 5-team fouls, it will send Abodo to the line. And it looks like she may have landed awkwardly. So Abodo looks like she will have to get some treatment on her ankle, and it will be Karina Costa checking in for her. So Costa will have to take the free throws for Abodo. First is good. Second, also good. Back to a 1-point game. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Powell over to Dunsire. Powell gets it back. And travel call. Manchester with the ball back here. A chance to go ahead. 2 minutes to play. It's a 1-point game. This is exactly the back and forth game we expected between these two teams. Loughborough had a 3-point win at home earlier in the season. Manchester looking to go ahead on this possession. Khalil goes to the basket, runs into Porter. Jump ball is called, and it is back with the Riders. Daisy Porter again with her hands in the right place, forcing the jump ball. Porter looking to go inside. Ball's out and travel called. So again, the Mystics with a chance here. 1:39 to play in the 4th quarter. Abodo looks like she's okay standing at the bench as Khalil inbounds to Costa. Move it to Khalil. 1:30 to go. Khalil. Idowu. Over to Costa. Costa out to Costa. Shots up. And that is good! That is good! Ellie Costa with a big three puts the Mystics up by 2. Up by 1. Again, it's a long 2, sorry. Powell into the corner. Brian. And foul is called underneath the basket. And that'll be a blocking foul underneath the hoop. So Ellie Costa with the long 2 to put the Mystics ahead. And Porter back at the line. That is foul number 2 on Nat Furtado. And again, a back and forth game. Porter with a chance here as she hits the first. Ice in her veins. And Porter shooting 74% from the line so far this season for the Riders. Ties the game at 61. And puts the Riders back ahead. As we see Obodo coming back into the game. Furtado will take a seat. 1 minute 6 to play. Costa going against Dabbs. And it's stolen away by Porter. Being chased down by Khalil. Daisy Porter with a huge steal. And a finish underneath the basket. Puts the Riders back up by 3. Now the Mystics don't need to take a 3 here. They've got a chance to cut into this. As Khalil has it stolen away. And Porter going against Costa. Manchester just need to play some tough defense here. And a foul is called on the floor. And that will put the Riders to the line. And that will be the 4th foul on Obodo. And it will send Erin Powell to the line. She's been huge for the Riders. 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. Double-double for her. A chance to put this to a 2-possession game. Hits the first. Big free throws for Powell here. Shooting 87.5% from the line. Along with 10.8 points per game, 7.4 rebounds. As the second one bounces out into the hands of Obodo. Obodo racing down the court, going to the basket, is called for the offensive foul. And that is going to put the ball back with the Riders, and that will be the 5th foul on Obodo. She will have to head to the bench, and Furtado will check back in. So a 4-point lead for the Riders. They've got time on their side here. They can run the clock down at 26.3 seconds to go. As ball is loose. It's going to go back with the Riders. 24.7 on the clock. The Six need a quick steal here. And gets one, almost gets one from Khalil. And foul will be called on Khalil. Apologies, that's not on Khalil. We'll have a timeout called, but that last foul timeout is called. I think Khalil was looking to just force the jump ball. Rush just explaining what was going on that last possession. 2 free throws to come. As the Riders have a 4-point lead here, 21.5 seconds to go. ref's just explaining to both coaches what that last call was. As we'll have our regular bell in the gym that nobody knows why it goes off, but adds to the atmosphere. So on the last possession, that foul was called on Rahana Khalil. That's her third. And both coaches looking for an explanation from the referees. So with that foul being on Khalil, it will send the Riders to the line. And I'm not sure what the discussion is there, but that puts the Riders at the line. They're already up 4 and a chance to increase this lead further. As the ref's heading back to the table to confirm something. It's a bit of a chaotic last possession. And both teams fighting for that playoff seeding. Mystics currently in 7th place, the Riders in 5th. Times like this, it'd be good to have the refs mic'd up so we can hear what the explanation was there. But the foul was on the Mystics, so it puts Lauren Dabbs at the line for the Riders. Dabbs with 2 shots here. First is too strong. Second is good. It's a 5-point lead for Loughborough. Mystics need to get some points quickly here. Costa lines up for 3. Doesn't get it to fall. Dabbs with the rebound. And Riders can just hold here. It's Porter. Gets bumped and Costa will be called for the foul. And that's going to put Daisy Porter back at the line. And Porter, 5 steals in the game. She had that big one in the last few seconds after the Mystics had gone ahead to put the Riders back up. 15 points for her. 2 rebounds, 2 assists and 5 big steals as she hits the first. Put it out of reach for the Mystics. Second good as well. 17 points for Porter. And we'll have a timeout called by the Mystics. Coach Rob Fairley is going to talk it through with his team. And with 7.7 seconds left on the clock. Whilst this might be out of reach for the Mystics at the moment, it's always a good chance to use these live game situations to run some plays. You never know when you might be in a 1-point game with 7.7 on the clock. And it's a good chance to get some experience doing that on the floor. So the Mystics will next be back in action next Sunday. They'll be heading to Thames Valley. And then they will be back at home against Reading Rockets on Sunday the 17th at 5:30. And that will be their last home game of the season. So if you're in the area, get down to Whalley Range, head over to the Manchester Basketball Centre and come and support the team as they make that playoff push. And for the Riders, they are away to Barking Abbey on Saturday the 16th of March. And just 3 games left after this one for the Riders. And it looks like they will just need 1 more win after today to secure that playoff spot. Khalil on the inbound. Costa puts up the 3, too short. Furtado gets it, and foul is called on Powell. And that's going to put Nat Furtado at the line for 2. Chance to go into this lead. Just a second foul on Powell. Furtado's first is good. Second one bounces out. Khalil with the rebound, puts it back up, can't get it to go, and that will do it. The Loughborough Riders take a big 68-62 win back home over the Manchester Mystics. And that's a big win for Loughborough in their playoff push. And they were led by a huge 17 points from both Daisy Porter and Erin Powell. Erin Powell adding in 11 rebounds, a double-double for her, along with 2 assists, 2 steals and 2 big blocks. And then Daisy Porter had that clutch steal and basket in the last minute. 5 steals for her, along with those 17 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And Erin Caldwell off the bench, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of them offensive, an assist and a steal. And for the Manchester Mystics, it was Rahana Khalil leading the way with 22 points, 10 rebounds and double-double for her, 6 assists and 2 steals. Irene Aboado, 18 points, 7 rebounds, an assist and 2 steals. And Ellie Costa adding in 7 points and a couple of rebounds for the Mystics. So a tough game, tough loss for the Mystics. They can regroup as they look to face Thames Valley next weekend as they head towards the end of the season. Still looking to keep that playoff spot. So the final score from here in Manchester, the Loughborough Riders 68, the Manchester Mystics 62. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.